Yay! Yay! I think I got it to work. Hey, sisters. Hey, let me know if you guys can see, hear me. I was struggling. I was struggling for a second trying to make it work. Comment down in the comments to let me know if you guys can see and hear me. But I'm so excited to see you guys here. Ah! Yes! Awesome. I see that Danny says hi. Hey, Danny. Franny says hey. Melissa says hey. Oh my gosh. You guys, you see me? Awesome. Thank you, Pandy from Germany. Can you guys hear me as well? We're all good to go. This is like really cool. This is really cool. Up and running. Yay! Guys, I was struggling for a second trying to like figure out the buttons to click, but this is so exciting. Aw, thank you, Kennedy. Thank you, guys. Oh my gosh, welcome to our first live stream. Like, I have been on YouTube since June of 2013, and it is about to be June 2020, sis. And I have been on YouTube for almost like, what is that, 8 to 9 years? I can't even do the math right now, but oh my gosh, guys, like, I've been on YouTube for all this time and I've never gone live. So this is so exciting and I'm so happy to see all of you guys here. Danny says, yes, we're good to go. Tanea says, I'm over here giving a thumbs up as if you can see me. Look, sis, we're in this together, okay? I didn't even know what button to click, but I'm so excited to see all of you guys here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Before we get started, let me know in the comments. Some of you guys already did, but let me know in the comments your name and where you're from, sis, because we're going to be chatting today. So let me know your name and where you from. This is so cool. I've never gotten to like chat to all of you guys like this. This is so exciting. I'm very terrified, by the way. Very terrified, full of anxiety, and very nervous about this whole entire thing, just for full transparency. But I am just very excited to like do this. I'm happy that I forced myself to do this, and we're going to be talking about that today when it comes down to self-love and your self-love journeys. Danny. Danny says that she's from Queens, New York. Big up Queens. Big up New York. Boop, boop. Wow, Las Vegas. How is it out there? Yes, what's up, Dreamy? Gabby is from sunny London. Cool. Fanny says, whoop, whoop. Harlem. Yes, Harlem. I love Harlem. I was living in Harlem for about 2 years. Went to school in Harlem. Love Harlem. The culture is rich in there. Orlando. Hey, Samantha. Hey, sis. It's hot and dry. That would make sense. I've always wanted to go to Los Angeles, though. Awesome. Let me know. Let me know. Let's see. What is that? Namiba? Girl, if I'm butchering it, just let me know. But hey, Hadrina. Cornelia, you can just call me Corn. I love that. Corn from Germany. Franny's from Queens. Harlem in the building. Yes, sisters, we're all here from all over the world, and that's something that I've always loved about our community, that like we're really just spread out. And all the years that I've been here on YouTube, to have so many of you guys from all over the world still support me. For context, I'm in Brooklyn, New York. I live in Brooklyn. I live in New York. Boop, 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 boop. You guys, for some reason, always thought I lived in LA, but I live in New York, born and raised in Brooklyn, and Brooklyn, do or die. I will be here for the rest of my life. I'm so excited to see all of you guys from all over the place here in the comments. So we're going to just jump right into it. So basically today we are going to be talking, we're going to be doing a get ready with me. So I'm coming to you guys barefaced. I'm currently experiencing some period pimples and some candy pimples because I had a candy splurge at the beginning of quarantine and it's catching up with my skin now. So I'm coming to you guys bare-skinned, bare-faced, and bare-haired. This is a day 3 sponge roller set, and at this point it's just an afro. Let's see. Melody is from Texas. Yes, gang, gang, gang. Welcome, everybody. Thank you guys so much for spending this time with me. I know it's quarantine. I know some of you guys are busy. I know it's beautiful outside, but I'm happy that you guys are home safe and spending your evening with your girl. Yes. So as I said, we're going to be doing a get ready with me of my glowy makeup tutorial. You guys always just like share with me so many amazing words on my skin and on the way that my hair on the way that my skin looks due to my makeup routine. And the only brand that I use and have been using for at least the last maybe 3 to 4 years, and before that I wasn't wearing makeup at all, is Glossier. Absolutely love this brand. I've been using this brand, as I said, since they came out. since day one. I've never tried anything else. I've stayed here. This works for me. Yes, another girl from Texas. Hey, gang, gang. So we're going to be doing that tutorial, showing you guys how I get that nice, dewy, glowy, healthy glow from within look on my skin. And then we're also going to be doing something with this hair. But if you guys think it's cute enough to keep as an afro, let me know. But here's a good look of what it looks like now. I stretch it out using my banding method. I shared that with you guys on Instagram. If you guys do not follow me on Instagram, what you doing? Follow me on Instagram. It's the same name here on YouTube, Live Naturally Love. And I share with you guys how I maintain my hair there. So at this point, my hair is just an afro. It's not dry at all, as you can see, still has a lot of movement. It's not dry at all. It's just poofy and big. Awesome. Jazzy's here. Hey, girl. And Danny said that they were sold out when I went to go buy something. Sis, just go to their website. I'm going to show you all the things that are Black girl friendly and all the things that you should be getting with Glossier. What I love about Glossier when it comes down to self-love is that Glossier kind of helps me dive into my self-love journey because it doesn't over conceal. It's not going to remove these dark marks that I have here. You know what I mean? It doesn't over conceal. It doesn't kind of change your face into a whole new face. This is not a catfish. This is not a transformation. It's just enhancing the amazing features that you already have. You know what I mean? So that's what I love about the brand, and that's why I use it, because I'm learning how to love myself even more. I don't want to alter that by transforming my face every time I'm going to go out and then feeling my most confident in that space. And then when I take it all off, start to question, am I beautiful? Am I worth it? Etc. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys have ever experienced something like that before. Let me know. And of course, you guys can leave your self-love questions, your self-love during quarantine questions down in the comments, because we're going to be chatting. I feel like I've been chatting for enough, so let's just get right on started. The first thing that I do when it comes down to my skincare routine is I usually wash my face. I like to use a Black-owned, woman-owned company when it comes down to that. But after I wash my face, I use the brand Herb and Eden. They're beautiful. They're such beautiful people. And I use their brand. But then after that, I use, this is not Glossier. I use Pixie. Their Glow Tonic. It's an exfoliating toner, which is what I love, because I kind of get best of like both worlds. And look how cute this one is. They wrote my name on it. Aw, look at your girl being an influencer. So I basically use a cotton pad, and I honestly just put it all over. I like to use both sides of the cotton pads, one side to do one side of my face. And I try to be really intentional with just doing one side. And then I you see how it picked, I don't know if you guys can see that. You see how it kind of picked up, kind of did like a mini exfoliation, picking up all that dry skin. I know it's kind of gross, right? And then I use the other side, the clean side. And I do the same thing on the other side. So this serves as kind of like an exfoliator, but also as a toner as well. And it really preps my skin. I like to apply majority of my skincare when my skin is damp, because I feel like that just allows it to absorb a little bit more. Then after that, I follow up by using Rose Water by Trader Joe's. You do not need to buy the most expensive rose water mist. Glossier has a rose water too. Sis, rose water is roses and water. So get you the cheapest one that you can find. I got this from Trader Joe's. It's like $2, and I like to just re-moisture and give my face a little bit more hydration. You see that? Already looking nice and dewy and glowy. Awesome. So as I said, sisters, down below, share with me your questions, because we're going to be chatting about self-love, self-care during quarantine. How has your quarantine been going? Have you been experiencing anxiety? Have you been experiencing frustration? How was it in your household? Do you feel like you're losing your mind? Do you feel like you have it together? How has this affected your friendships, your relationships? That is what we're here for today, sis. So let me know. And then later on, I have a couple of really fun announcements and things that I'm really excited and been holding out on sharing with you guys for the longest. I'm happy to see you guys all here. Okay, awesome. Let's see. We have some questions here. You recommended Glossier SPF to me. Yeah, girl, Gabby. The SPF from Glossier is bomb. It really just it doesn't leave a white cast or anything. It's really amazing, and it goes really well with all their products. Franny says, what are your three what are 3 products you suggest for a beginner who wants to get serious about skincare? Girl, always make sure that you have a toner. Definitely have a toner. And then after that, I recommend having something that's going to kind of like relax your skin. So a toner, some form of moisturizer that's going to serve more than one purpose. And then lastly, I would say a really good serum that's going to fight majority of the things that you need, because your skincare routine can be really, really calm and simple. It doesn't have to be that much. So for me, make sure that you have a toner. You can use the not Glossier. You can use the Trader Joe's because this also kind of serves as a toner as well, but I use it more as a mist. You can use something as simple as this, or you can be a little fun and extra little bougie and get you this Pixie Glow Tonic. And then after that, I highly suggest that you get like a really good moisturizer. A really cheap one that I love is the e.l.f. What is it called? What is that thing called? The e.l.f. something with the F. Face hydration. The e.l.f. Hello hydration. That one's bomb, especially during the winter. And then for every day, Base Butter. Base Butter is one of my favorite brands. It's a Black-owned woman company, and they have something that's like an aloe vera-based moisturizer. Putting aloe vera on your face every day is nothing but beneficial, so I suggest that. And then as a serum, I like to use more on the oils from my serum, or using like Derma E or those really healthy brands that I know that's not going to do too much to my skin. So hope that was helpful. Let me know down below if that was helpful, sis. So after I put on my toner, and then I mist my face. This is one of my secret weapons, y'all. This is the Glossier Future Dew. I hope you guys can see that. This is bomb. This is something that I use that gives me that like after your skincare glow. You don't need that much. You just need a little bit. I probably put a little too much, but what it does is that after you work it around in your skin, it gives you that really nice after your skincare, after a facial type of glow to your skin. And it's an oil / serum hybrid. So as I was talking earlier about serums, this is a really good pick as well. So what I love to do is after I do the base of my skincare, I would put this on. Usually I would put on my moisturizer before this, but I ran out. So I'm just going to skip that step and go straight to this. Sometimes I would just use this by itself because it gives me that real beautiful, can you guys see that? That like plumped, healthy skin look. A really beautiful, what was that? That was my phone. A really beautiful glow, as you can see. Love it. Something that you guys, if you guys have ever met me in person, then you know, A, I always lose my phone, and B, I'm very clumsy, very clumsy. So doing that was just everything put together. I lose my phone, and then I drop things very often. So after I do that, I just kind of make it sit just for a little bit, but not for too long. And basically after this, I would move on to doing my eyebrows. As you guys know, I don't know how to do eyebrows. Okay. I am not a booty guru. I do not know how to do majority of those things, but I found this product from Glossier that really changed my life, only because it's so easy to use. It was the most easiest like brow thing I've ever used in my life, and this one is kind of ugly now, but it's the Glossier Boy Brow. I don't know if you guys heard about it. I have it in black. The Glossier Boy Brow, it's so easy to use because all you have to do, if I can open it, there we go. All you have to do, if you can just look a little closer here, like it just has this little brush thing, and all you do is just brush up the brows that you currently have. So it doesn't give you this new arch shape. It's not going to give you that fox eye. It's going to enhance the brows that you already have, make them a little bit darker, and make them look a little bit fuller. So again, reasons why I love Glossier. We have some questions here. Suggestions for oily skin. Honestly, that Base Butter product that I told you guys about, amazing. I get really oily during the summer. I get oily in my T-zone here, and I use that, and it really, really helps. Another question is Pacific Beauty in African-American, Pacific Beauty is African-American owned, and they're a skincare company. I would recommend this company to anyone who wants to clear their skin and get rid of dark marks. Thank you, sis. I'm about to look at that too. Have you ever tried shea butter as a moisturizer for your skin? Doesn't work well. Does it clog your pores? I've used it like one time, and I wasn't too impressed. Granted, you have to use something longer to figure out if it's gonna work for you, but honestly, sis, like I will keep that on my skin, like on like my body. For my face, I feel like I can just use something a little bit more luxurious and something that I know that my skin's going to eat up. So I'm okay with not using it. I've used it once. I wasn't too impressed, so meh. So I'm not gonna play myself. I need a mirror. But when you're using the boy brow, you just want to dip it in, and I'm gonna try to get as close as possible so you guys can see. But all you have to do is use the brush, and then you just start brushing upwards, brushing all over your brows. When you get to that tail area right there, all I do is drag the brush down. Just drag it down to kind of give me the illusion of a tail. You see how we kind of filled that in there? And it's going to look a little messy at first, but then I'm going to clean it up in a second. And not with concealer, and that's why I love it, because it's so easy. So after you brush up, and it really takes no time, I brush up as much as I feel like I need to, drag down at the tail, and then after that, this is going to be a little gross, but I honestly just take like whatever longest nail I have, and I kind of just like clean up that little mess that I made. I don't know if you guys can tell what I just did, but I clean up that little mess right there, and sometimes I get it underneath, so I just like clean it up there too. There we go. Done. Let me see if I can get a little closer so you guys can see. So that's my Glossier brow, and this is my brow. Glossier brow, my brow. So you see how the Glossier brow is just a little bit thicker, a little bit more put together, and if I stand back, you guys can really see the difference here. That took me like 5 minutes, sis. 5 minutes. So I love this company. So I love like things that's gonna make me love myself more and appreciate the brows that I currently have now. So let me know if you guys have any more questions for me in the comment section, and I'm gonna do this other brow. But when it comes down to self-love during quarantine, sis, listen. In the beginning of 2020, we were already struggling. We lost Kobe, Australia. There was a lot already going on. And 2020 kind of seemed like that year that everybody was saying, this is going to be my year. Let me know down below if you felt the same way. Everyone looked at 2020 like, this is going to be my year. This is going to be the year that I do X, Y, and Z. Let me know if you guys experienced that as well down below. For me, I envisioned 2020 to be that year that I did all the things that I wanted to do, that I put myself out there more. I got all the deals that I ever wanted. I got into the school that I've always wanted. You know, I moved out of my house. I did all these things. Right? That's how I envisioned 2020 to go for me. When 2020 first started, it was a little tough because, you know, a lot of things happened just in January and just in February, and things were really looking out of hand. Things weren't looking too hot. And believe it or not, when all these things start to happen, you start to question, like, what are you doing? Like, are you doing the right things? You know? And it doesn't help that we question those things regardless due to Instagram, due to all these, you know, really amazing, no shade to them, of course, all these amazing beauty bloggers and people who we consistently compare ourselves to. So when things weren't looking too hot, I know for sure that we started questioning, are we doing the right thing? Right? Or maybe I should give up on that dream. But the fact of the matter is, the reason why you decided to give up is because there was a part of you that believed that it wasn't going to happen in the first place. Right, sis? When it comes down to self-love, it's a lot of it is being honest with ourselves. And a lot of it is us actually listening to that inner voice and listening to that fear and listening to the self-doubt, listening to the guilt, listening to the shame. The difference between self-love and, let's say, depression or anxiety is that we challenge those thoughts. We listen to those thoughts and we rebuttal. When we fall into depression and anxiety, it's because we heard those thoughts, we internalized it and believed them to be true. Let me know your thoughts down below, sis. Let me know your thoughts. Ooh. So yeah, drag and done. Now I'm just gonna use my fingertips just to clean it up. Let's see. Mame, I believe I said your name right, said yes, for real, for real. Right, but God, yes. Yes, exactly. This was my year to travel, get out, and put myself out there, and then Corona sat my behind down. Good point. Yes, sis. So the thing is that the reason why you decided, you know what, maybe this wasn't the year to do X, Y, and Z is because there was a part of you that low key believed that it wasn't even going to happen in the first place. And you sat there and believed that thought. You thought, well, this must be the universe telling me to sit down and sit my behind down and to relax myself. But did you challenge yourself to say, who said that January, February, and March, and April and May at this point are the only months in 2020? You can change your whole life around in 1 month. You can get that dream job that you want in 1 month. You can travel to 3 different places in 1 month, right? It's mommy, Mamie. Sorry, girl. So sorry. You can do all the things that you wanted to do in just 1 month. Who is to say that your life is dictated by the first 6 months of the year? Hmm? Think about that. So brows are done. See, they look very natural. Let me see if I can get a little closer. They look very natural, very chill. They don't look hella crazy or anything like that. But if you are more interested in like a really defined look, Glossier also has something called the Brow Flick. This sounds like a sponsored video. It's not, y'all. This is just the only brand I've used to learn how to do makeup. They have something called Brow Flick. You guys can see that. And essentially what it is just kind of like a brow pencil to fill in, like, let's say like this little spot right here. Like it's really just it's really cute because it's really small and you just like fill in the line real quick. I don't use it often because the boy brow does enough for me, but it does enough. See how it kind of just like made that a little bit more sharper. So I use this to clean up, but I don't use it often because I don't really think it's needed. And I kind of feel like I went a little overboard there. Let's just clean that up. And again, to clean it up, like I honestly just use my nail or I use what's left of my toner and I just like clean it up. Nothing too crazy. So yes, sis. Good job on the brows. Thank you. I journal a lot. I like to write. Me too. I think it's because nobody knows when it's going to be normal again. And the uncertainty makes people worry a lot more. At least that's the way I feel. No, I completely agree with you. When we are breaking everything, when we are in this space of uncertainty, I feel like the space of uncertainty brings way more positivity than it does negativity. And that's because we have to change our perspective. So something else that I've been doing during quarantine, during this whole issue that's going around right now, what I've been doing a lot of is changing my perspective. When you change your perspective of how you view the world or your current situation, you start to change the way that you view it. You start to realize that it's not that bad, right? You start to count your blessings instead of your problems. How many times during quarantine, sis, have you counted your blessings and not your problems? Let me know down below. Greetings from Canada. Hey, sis. Hey, hey, hey. Welcome. After COVID shut everything down, I laughed because I was like, okay, God, let me focus on what I control. Exactly. A lot of it. So going back to my point of changing your perspective, you have to change your perspective, right? To be, to be able to realize that sometimes you have to just focus on what you can control. So going back to that point I made earlier, how many times have you stopped and looked at your blessings instead of your problems? How many times have you been like, you know what, I have to stay inside, this sucks, versus I'm so grateful I have a home. I'm so grateful I can go back to my parents. I'm so grateful I can move in here. I'm so grateful the school provided me with this place to stay. I'm so grateful I have a friend that's going to allow me to stay with her. When we change our perspective, we start to look at our problems differently. We start to appreciate the small things. We start to count our blessings instead of our problems and realize that it's just one problem, more or less. It's just one, it's a big problem, right? But could I outweigh that problem with all of my blessings and all of the things that I currently have, right? Glow with Glow says, now I look at my life like a milk glass half full instead of almost empty. Exactly. Exactly. What am I even, where's the thing? Girl, this is my first time doing this. I can't even find the thing I'm looking for. Let me know if you guys are enjoying this or if I should do more. Where'd it go? Oh, I left it over there. Okay. Let's see. Exactly. I try to do that daily because it's so easy to focus on the negative. Exactly. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. I was wondering, how do you deal with burnout? Whew, whew. I'm gonna answer that question in a second. The next thing I love to use, so something that I like to use for that glowy, glow from within look, it's called Night Shine. It's also by Glossier. It's kind of like a highlight concentrate. Really pretty. They come in beautiful shades for us brown girls. This one is, what is this one called? This one is called Molten Amber. It's a very beautiful copper color. And what I like to do is just place it on the highlights of my face. This pimple won't make me be great. Right here as well. A little bit on my lip. And that's pretty much it for me. That's pretty much it for me, sis. I don't really go overboard, but a little goes a long way. So this bottle is going to last me a very long time. And then after that, as you can see here, I hope this lighting is good for y'all. I just start to pat it in. And everything with Glossier, you use your fingers. That's another thing that I forgot to mention as well. So you see that? Look at that. Oh, look at that glow. Look how beautiful that is. So I just like to pat it in. Not too much because I'm about to put on my foundation, which is called Skin Tint from Glossier. And I do this because, as I shared before, it's not overpowering. It's not going to remove all your dark spots or whatever. It's not going to, if you have freckles, it's going to keep it because those are the beautiful parts of you, sis. That's what makes you beautiful. That's what makes you different. Let's see. Me personally don't want to go back to old normal because the new normal has made wait. I can't blend and read. Me personally don't want to go back to old normal because the new normal has made me to appreciate the smaller things in life that mean so much more. Exactly. So going back to my point, sis, when we start to change our perspective and look at things differently, we start to view the world in a different manner. We start to view our problems as not that big. If our biggest problem is that we have to stay inside to be safe, how is that a problem? That's a win. You know what I mean? That's a win. That's a gain. That's a blessing that's something that we're even able to do. It's a blessing that we're not the ones in the hospital beds right now. It's a blessing that we're not the ones on the front line right now, that we're the ones who are just staying in and taking care of ourselves, spending time with our family, that we are the ones that get to do that. Now, those who are on the front line, bless their souls, bless their hearts, and I appreciate all that they're doing for us, you know? But if you were to think about it, would you want to replace, like, would you rather be stuck in your house or stuck in a hospital bed? And when you think about it like that, your whole perspective on your problem start to shift. And self-love is a lot about changing your perspectives. So this part is all done and blended out for the most part. I don't, as I said before, I don't go too hard because I'm about to put my next step on top. But do you see that really healthy copper, beautiful brown girl friendly glow that it gives? It's so beautiful. And then after that, I move on to my skin tint. So this is called the skin tint. I have it in the color G2. Um, this is what it looks like. Very beautiful. And essentially what it is, as it said, is a skin tint. So basically what I do is I just put dots. I like to use anywhere between like 10 drops on a regular day, 20 drops if I'm going out. And then you kind of just play it by ear too, sis. You just play it by ear. The amazing thing about it is that it's very buildable. So you just start off small and then you just keep going. You get more coverage the more you go, but it would never be like a MAC full coverage foundation because that's not what it's here for. Okay, sis? It's here to make you love yourself. That's what it's here for. So again, you use your hands. And as another thing I should have mentioned is that I wash my hands before I do any makeup or skincare. These are how many dots I have on my face. Look at that glow. This is how many dots I have on my face, and I just use either 2 fingers or 1. I'm going to use 2 today, and I just rub it into my skin. Just rubbing it into all the creases, kind of as if I was putting on a moisturizer. So yes, sis, when you change your perspective, you start to see the world, yourself so much differently. It's kind of like when you put yourself into nature, when you submerge yourself into nature. And to answer your question, sis, about how do I deal with burnout? When you put yourself in nature, you start to realize that you are this small compared to the world that we live in, compared to the earth that we live in. And that's not to belittle you. That's to humble you, to make you realize that maybe I need to chill. Maybe what I'm going through is not that bad. Maybe I can find the loophole. maybe I can find that system. Maybe I can find that support system that's going to help me to achieve the goal that I'm stuck on. More than likely, the goal that you're trying to achieve is not necessarily new. You getting into that school, you, let's say, starting a skincare journey, you starting your hair care journey. These are not necessarily new things. These are things that other sisters have done in the past. If you can find yourself a strong support system, sis, you can find the answers to your questions. You will find sisters who've been through it, who can be like, sis, this is all you got to do. Black Jamaican castor oil, use this, use that. Very similar to what you guys are doing right now, asking me. Glow says, what is burnout? Burnout is when you have been doing something for so long that your soul and your spirit gets tired. So a good example of that is teaching. A lot of people have been teachers, like elementary school teachers, or etc., where they put so much effort, love, blood, sweat, tears for like 15 years, and it just becomes so tiring to them. And although it's something that they're passionate about, eventually they just start to become very, just like, it becomes heavy, it becomes a chore, it doesn't spark joy anymore. So that joy that you had for it begins to burn out. Does that make sense, sis? So when it comes down to burnout, I view burnout as anything else. And when it comes down to burnout, it's a lot about asking yourself, so why did my spark die? Why am I no longer happy here? What made me happy in the past? How can I get back to that point? Am I searching for my happiness back, or am I searching for validation? Would I do this for the next couple of years if nobody said thank you? When you ask yourself those questions, you start to realize your why, and you start to realize why you originally started, and you start to realize why was it important to you. If you can find that happy back, if you can realize that it wasn't for the fame, it wasn't for the rewards, that it was really for your love in the field and your love in what you're doing, then you'll be able to put that fire back on. But when you're still looking for recognition, you're still looking for the fame, you're still looking for the glory, you're looking for the respect, you're looking for the accolades, you're looking for all these things, then you would be continuously burning that flame and continuously taking it out and continue doing that on and on again. And what we learn about fire is that after you put it out and you put it back on, it may not be just as strong, right? And you kind of have to bring it back to its source. I hope that was helpful, sis. I'm drinking a green smoothie, y'all. So I just finished putting on the Glossier skin tint, and I'm gonna come a little closer so you guys can see. So you guys remember I had a couple of dark spots over here. You see how they're muted? They're muted, but they're not gone, but they're muted. And I respect that because, you know, we're all not perfect. It's not gonna cover up my pimple completely, but this is what it looks like. Let me know what you guys think. It looks like healthy skin. That's why I love it. Off topic, your foundation though, girl, it is skin tint. It's not foundation, it's skin tint. Very lightweight, very beautiful. What do you guys think? All right, awesome. So the next thing, when it comes down to self-love during quarantine, something else that, let me see if I maybe I should put on my mascara first. Something else that we have, oh, sorry. This is hard. I'm using this mascara, the only mascara I've used since 2014. One of my favorites, Maybelline, the Colossal one. One of my favorites. I've been using this for years. As you guys know, I don't wear lashes, but I'm trying to learn. So if y'all have any lashes favorites out there, let me know. Let me know. I'm trying to be like really like extra cute this summer. But yes, so when it comes down to self-love during quarantine, a lot of it comes down to you knowing your worth and knowing that your life is not just the accolades that you get in school. Your life is not just the routine that you've created. Putting the affirmation in the air and to yourself that I am flexible. I can adapt, right? We get so stuck in our everyday routines. We get so stuck in the recognition that like we get from school, from all these things, that when we no longer have it, we feel a little bit lost. How many of you guys have felt lost during this quarantine? Let me know down below. Anime, I hope I said that right, says, how do I find what I need to do? Girl, I can't read. How do I find what I need to do next in life? Like what I genuinely love. What am I doing now I do not love? Great question. Okay, sis. I'm going to be looking at this because I'm not going to play myself and act like I can do this without looking closely. So to answer your question, how do I know what to do next in life? So in some of the programs, and Amber, hey Amber, has been in these programs before. In some of these programs that I run at the Self Love organization, I talk a lot about the idea of learning more about yourself to learn who you are, who you're not, and who you want to be. Who you are is who you currently are right now. Who are you in this current, like right now in this situation? What type of person are you? For example, for myself, I know that I'm a motivated individual. I know that I am someone who loves to try new things. I'm someone who needs a schedule, but also needs flexibility. That's something that I know about myself. That's something that I know who I am right now. The next question is who you are not, right? So when you ask yourself who you are not, and this goes into a lot of self-awareness and a lot of self-exploration and self-mastery, where you start to go on this like discovery of learning about yourself and learning who you are and learning what you like, what brings you joy, what is that spark that we were talking about earlier, right, sis? So when you start to question and ask yourself, who am I not? So for example, for myself, I am not the individual that likes to do the same thing every day. I'm the individual that likes to have fun. I'm also the individual that likes to just do crazy new things, right? I'm that individual as well. When you start questioning yourself and ask yourself who you are not, then after you use who you are and who you are not, then you can ask yourself, who do I want to be? Right, sis? You ask yourself, who do I want to be? So for example, I want to be someone successful. I want to be someone that is groundbreaking in whatever field that I end up in. So a lot of that doesn't necessarily have like, so when you're thinking of who you want to be, you don't have to be super detailed, but there are certain things that like you need to know, right? So as I said before, I know that I want to be that person that's groundbreaking. I want to shake up society. I want to do something new, something fun, something cool. That is who I want to be. I want to be the person that helps my community. I want to be the person that stops the generational trauma that women of color go through, right? I do not want to be a statistic. And I say that because I am a product of 2 immigrant parents. So I'm a first generation. And the statistic is that we're not successful. I'm also a Black woman. So the statistic is that we're not successful, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to be a statistic, right? I'm also someone who is an only child. And I'm also someone who who was raised as by a single parent. So I did not have my father growing up in my life. And I don't want to be the statistic of girls who grow up without fathers. So when you ask yourself all those 3 questions, then figuring out your next move becomes a little bit more clear, right? So using myself as an example, knowing that I know who I am, I know who I'm not. So I know I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I'm doing something every day the same way, like job or occupation wise. And then I know that I want to be someone that's groundbreaking, right? So when you put all those things together, when I think about what my next move is going to be, my next move is going to be something fun, spontaneous, groundbreaking, right? And then it's just a matter of, okay, so now that I have the criteria of what that next thing is going to be, ooh, girl, my lashes, y'all look, you can't make it dry. When you have that idea of who you want to, like when you have all those criterias, now moving on to what the next step is way more clear and way more easier. And when you are doing something, like let's say you just tried something out, you have to ask yourself, does it hit this criteria? Am I hitting the criteria that I set for myself? Am I doing something fun, something flexible, something new, something groundbreaking? Is what I'm doing going to get me to that spot of doing something new, flexible, groundbreaking, non-statistic, right? I hope that was helpful, sis. Hey girl, great advice. Thank you. Ooh, I think I got it in my eye. I hope that was helpful, sis. Let me know if that was helpful down below. Let me know. Let me know if you guys have any more questions for me as well. Is there any good, like, cute way to put on mascara. Every time I put on mascara, I feel like I look crazy. But I usually, and for context, I usually put on 2 to 3 coats of mascara. I do one eye at a time. I focus more. I have chunky eyes, like I have a chunky eyelid, so I focus more on the ends to make my eyes look bigger and wider. Just a tip for you guys. Let's see how that looks. I think that looks good. Let's see. I've never tried eyelashes because of the idea of glue scares me. I have used the ones with magnets. How were those? Let me know. I did buy one with magnets from my mom a while back, and she didn't like it, so I tried it, and I didn't like it because of the eyeliner. But I did. Y'all gonna make me get up. Ugh. Ugh. I did buy this on Amazon. It's called Falscara. And it's basically like you put on mascara, and the mascara kind of serves as like an adhesive. And then after that, you put the lashes onto your lashes, if that even makes sense. So I haven't tried it yet. I'm thinking of trying it and doing like a YouTube video on it. But as you guys can see, I'm not really good at showing you guys good angles or close-ups. So I don't know. Let me know if you guys would like a video on it to see how it works. And let me know if you guys have any more questions for me. Okay, awesome. That's enough mascara. Do you see that? Ooh, y'all can't see that. Y'all can't see that. Ooh, I'm so clumsy. All right, can you see that now? Oh, y'all can see that. Y'all see that? Can y'all see that? I swear, for real lashes, you need Better Than Sex. I don't know who creates it, but I get it from Sephora. Too Faced creates it. One of the best mascaras ever made. It's just expensive, so sometimes I just do Maybelline. So next step for me is I use one of my favorites. Oh my gosh, guys, this is one of my favorite products from Glossier. This is the Cloud Paint. My favorite color is Storm. This is the best brown girl like cream blush out there, period. Fight me about it. I love this. So basically what you do is you just like squeeze it at the top. Let me see if I can show y'all that better. Squeeze it at the top. You see how like a little bit came out there? And then I just go to my cheeks. Let's do this side first. Go to my cheeks. Look at where I smile. Keep that into, keep that in mind. And then I do the same thing on the other side. There we go. And if I have a little bit extra, I just, keep dabbing until that amount that I had on the applicator is gone. And then just as everything else, when it comes down to Glossier, you use your fingertips. I like to use, what finger is this? My middle finger. And I just lightly dab. You see how beautiful that color is? Just lightly dab. I also kind of like to use this as like a contour. So this is my jawbone right here. So I just use the excess, whatever word it is. And I kind of like make a little line there. And I go all the way up until it's fully blended out. Look how pretty. Pretty. So do the same thing on the other side. Let's see. I liked it. They're more expensive, so I expected it to last longer, but my friends couldn't tell they were magnets. Oh, that's amazing. Let me know which one it is. I'll definitely try it. I love it too, but now my mom stole it. Look, I'm an only child, and it's just me and my mom, so I steal everything from her. She steals everything from me. You see how beautiful that color is on dark skin, y'all? Look at that. Such a beautiful color. And this pimple won't make me be great. And you just keep dabbing it in. I just keep dabbing it in a circular motion. But going back to the conversation, sis, let me know if you guys are enjoying this live. So exciting. So exciting to have you guys all here. But going back to the conversation, something else that you have to do when it comes down to self-love in quarantine is creating a new normal. Create a new normal for yourself. So before, you can probably, like, you have the things that you loved doing. So for example, you loved, let's say, going to dance classes. You loved hanging out shopping with your friends. You loved going to the park in the morning. You loved X, Y, and Z. You loved going to the gym and working out. You loved doing all these things. And you can no longer do these things because of quarantine. And that could, look at that. Look at that. You see how pretty that is? It's so pretty on dark skin, y'all. It's so pretty. And I just, clean my finger off. But look how pretty that is. It is such a nice, like, rosy, look at that. Such a nice rosy cheek look. So beautiful. So, because you can no longer do the things that used to bring you joy, you start to put yourself in a funk because now you're like, so what could I do? Right? So I can't go to the gym anymore. I can't go shopping anymore. I can't ride, well, you could ride your bike, but I can't do all these things. And that puts you into a state of funk. That puts you in a state of depression. That puts you in a state of like, why me? Why is this happening right now? But going back to what I said earlier about changing your perspective, finding a new normal. So when you find a new normal, you start to enjoy that new normal, right? So for example, you used to love, well, you couldn't in the past make yourself breakfast in the morning. That's a luxury that you could not afford, right? But due to quarantine, that is something that you could afford. So this forces you to spend more time with yourself. This forces you to sit in your own silence. This forces you to create relationships with your family members. This forces you to rekindle old relationships that you used to have. I really hope my dog don't bark because I feel like someone's coming upstairs and my dog is about to be like, right? You force yourself. You now have to force yourself to do all these things. So creating your new normal can be as simple as creating now a new routine. So for me, one of my favorite routines is waking up and making myself breakfast. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, and if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, what are you doing? Live Naturally Love, follow your girl. You would see that every morning I share with you guys my vegan breakfast. And I take that time to have breakfast with myself. I take that time to sit down, spend that moment with myself, and then I use this. I have here like a timer, and I switch it over, put it down, and I either watch my favorite show that morning as I'm eating my breakfast. I journal that morning as I'm eating my breakfast. Sometimes I just sit down and just listen to what's going on outside, and sometimes that's as really beautiful as just the birds chirping. You hear the animals playing around, right? And I just take that time to spend time with myself. You will be amazed at how much you have to say when you stop and listen. We are so used to the everyday of putting in our headphones, putting on our clothes, booking it outside, running on that bus, getting on that train, getting in our cars, going through traffic, trying to make it to school or work or pick up our kids or drop off our kids, so many things. Now we have the time to take that 30-minute rush hour, right, into a self-love hour, into a self-love rush hour, into spending that time with you and only you. This is the Glossier Halo Scope, and I have it in Topaz, my favorite highlighter. In the center of the highlighter, right there, if you guys can see, in the center is a little white circle, and that's castor oil. So it does a really good job at just nourishing your skin as well as making it beautiful. So basically what I do, and this is another reason why I love this, it's so easy to use. You just look at that. Look at that beautiful payoff. And then I do it here. Look how beautiful that is. Do the same thing on the other side. Beautiful. And usually one swipe is more than enough for me. If I need more, I put more, but it's really that simple and really that beautiful. Look at that. And then after that, I just tap it. Tap, tap, tap. And just like everything else, I don't rub, I just tap it. And I tap it until I feel like it's been blended. That's awesome. Thank you, sis. Let me know. Let me know if you guys have experienced that. So creating your new normal is what's going to ground you. It's what's going to make you feel like you have a handle on this situation. Y'all see that? Look at that. So pretty. Do the same thing on my nose. Do. But you have to create your own normal. You have to basically restart, change your way of thinking, change the way that you experience yourself and your world. Making breakfast for yourself is an act of self-love. Choosing to have, let's say, a smoothie instead of a McGriddle is a choice. That's a choice that you make for yourself. Breakfast by yourself in the quiet morning hits different. Yes, it hits so much different. I'm loving this so much. I've been trying to get myself to establish a routine. I just graduated from college. Congratulations! I just graduated from college and still in recovery, but now it's time to create a new routine. Yes! Also, do you mind posting your products on IG? Post YouTube live, just in case I gotta run. Yes, sis, I will post as many as possible. Love smoothies. Me too. Let's see if I just use a little bit more. Just a little more. Yes, sis. You need to create yourself a new normal in order to adapt to the situation. And then you need to trust yourself that things are going to be okay. You need to trust in your faith that things are going to be okay. Right? Trust in your faith and trust in yourself that this is a situation that you can handle. And it would change your whole perspective on everything that's happening. Instead of viewing it as a terrible situation, view it as now I have time to invest in myself. Now I have time to read that book, to do that song, to go to that online dance class, to learn more about myself, because all I'm doing is spending time with yourself. This is the most amount of time that you spent with yourself since childhood. Let that sink in, sis. This is the most amount of time that you have spent with yourself since childhood. A lot of us, Nyx, Ginger Snap, one of my favorites. A lot of us had to grow up fast. Let me know down below if that was also you. A lot of us had to be the adult of the house or the woman of the house at an early age. And because of that, a lot of our childhood was taken away from us, right? A lot of our childhood was taken away from us. A lot of the things that meant the most to us was taken away from us. A lot of that, just being a kid, just being happy, just enjoying yourself, was taken away from us. And then we went straight into the world of school, of work, and we had to grow up so fast, and we're still growing up so fast, but we're aging so quickly, and we're trying to find a balance, and we are stressed. Now is that time for you to invest back in yourself and invest back in all these things. Invest back in all the things that were important to you, that spark that joy. We talked about burnout earlier. Invest in all those things that's going to spark the joy back up so that burnout can leave. Invest in those things that's going to make you smile when anxiety starts to visit you and when depression starts to visit you. And of course, find that sisterhood, find that circle that's going to keep you accountable on your new routine. And the only thing that new routine is there for is not to get you on school on time, is not to have a meeting with this executive, have a meeting with that person. It's not to be the first person in class so that your teacher appreciates you. It's not to try to hand in that project. It's just for you to be happy. Your new routine is to keep your levels high, is to keep your positivity high, is to keep your faith levels high, is to keep you smiling. When you think about it like that, and when you change your perspective, you start to change the way that you are experiencing your quarantine. And you start to see it as an opportunity to fall in love with yourself. You have no excuse. You don't have anywhere to go. You have no excuse but to spend time with yourself, learn more about yourself, and figure out who you are, who you're not, and who you want to be. We got a question. Well, we got a comment here. I had to grow up fast in my teens. You're absolutely right. Exactly. This was the most amount of time that we've spent with ourselves in so long. Phoenix says, I've also been doing picnics in the backyard and working out. Oh my gosh. My cooking skills came out of nowhere. I'm very happy. I feel like a child, but also a teenager, and now time is slow and I'm happy. Exactly, sis. When we start to, unfortunately, I started learning a lot about life when I was 10 years old. I'm trying so hard to learn me as a person now because, like you said, now is the time. Exactly. Now is the time for you to be like, why is it that I don't trust a man? Ask yourself that question, sis. Why is it that I don't trust men? Why is it that I don't like my body? Why is it that I don't like the color of my skin? Why is it that I get so upset or defensive when someone talks about X? Why is it that I get so upset or defensive when someone mentions something about my insert here? Why is it that after all these years I'm still insecure about insert here? These are the important questions that we need to be asking ourselves. These are the important questions that we need to be diving into, because before, our excuse was, I don't have time. And now all you have is time. So tell me, what is your excuse? Your biggest excuse is fear. Revisiting old traumas is not fun. Revisiting old traumas or situations is scary. But the fun and amazing thing about that is that when you come out of that, when you revisit those old traumas, revisit those old situations, ask yourself those tough questions, you come out of it with a different version of you. You come out of it with understanding that criteria that we were talking about earlier, that who am I not, and who do I want to be? You start to see where you're supposed to go, where you're supposed to be with so much more clarity. You see what your need, what you need to do, what your needs are, what you need, and not what you want. In both yourself, both in a romantic partner, both in like a friend group, both in not a project. I'm sorry. What is that thing called? A program that like you want to be a part of. Things become more clear the more that you know yourself. People and the way that they act become more clear the more that you know yourself. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments, sis. We're going to work on hair now. I'm using my spray bottle. As I shared with you guys earlier, my hair is just a big old afro. I'm going to be putting it up. So basically, I'm going to just use some water, and I'm just going to spritz. Ooh, child. And I'm just going to spritz. There we go. Spritz a little bit in the front, not too much. Oof. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are on what I just shared down below. But at the end of the day, sis, I think that's enough. At the end of the day, whoop, I'm such a klutz. You know how many things I dropped doing this live, y'all? I'm using one of my new favorites, the Main Choice. This is their 3-in-1 soft as can be leave-in conditioner. I blanked. It's just one of my favorites. It smells really good. It has really good ingredients in it. I love the texture. And I also love how soft it actually makes my hair feel. So ask yourself right now, let me know down in the comments, sis, when was the last time you had a conversation with yourself? The same way you have a conversation with your best friends, your significant others, your cousins, your insert person who you trust here. When was the last time you've built that trust with yourself and asked yourself, what am I currently going through? Why don't I trust men? Why do I have trust issues? Using aloe vera gel instead of edge control because it's better for you, and it matches the luster of my hair, and it still gets the job done, and it won't like clog up anything. If anything, it would just help your edges grow because it's aloe vera gel. Using a little bit of aloe vera gel, using about this much, rubbing it in between my hands, and then, can you guys see that? Placing it right there. Placing it onto the hair, and that just kind of gives my hair a more put together look, and after I comb it up, it looks really nice. Let's see here. Anime says, what helps with edge growth? Black Jamaican castor oil all day, every day. It is the best thing ever. Melody says, I need to ask myself a lot of those questions. Yes, you do, sis. And Julia says, are you planning on doing these lives more often? Your words are so powerful. Aw, you're really helping me right now. I'm sorry. Thank you. Then using a soft bristle brush. I said that wrong, didn't I? Gamby says, yes, I also have to ask myself a lot of those questions, but I don't remember the last time I had a conversation with myself, and that says a lot. Exactly. And as I said earlier, one of the main reasons why we fear having conversations, can you guys see that? Y'all saw that? It does a really good job at getting the job done. And you guys already know I'm not someone that loves edge control or putting down my edges. I'm more of a natural type of girl. But look at that. Look, come on. It does the job. And it nurtures my edges as well. And this brush is pretty soft. It's not the really hard ones. So yes, sis. I mean, I would like to do more lives. Let me know. Okay. To be completely honest, I was scared the whole time because I just felt like, I don't know. I've always been afraid that like if I did a live that like nobody would come. No lie, just to be fully transparent. I've always been afraid of it, but I think I'll do it more often. Where do you get the aloe vera gel from? I get it from GNC. I get it from the vitamin shop, and I get it from, you can also get it in Whole Foods, and you can also get it on Amazon. It's really inexpensive too, so I love it, and it really does the job. I'm also using this. Isn't this beautiful, guys? I got this from the Motherland Plug on Instagram. Check her out, a Black-owned company as well. It is like an African print inspired scrunchie. So I'm just gonna put my hair up in this scrunchie. So yes, it's back to what I was saying. Let me focus. Hold on. Okay, let it go. Let it go. I like to make my puffs and stuff very loose. Which is another reason why I love this scrunchie. I like it to be loose. I don't want to stress my hair or myself out. Miss Gabby says, yes, asking myself some of those questions right now. Maybe it took me so long because of the fear of the answer. Good old fear, exactly. Sis, fear would stop you from doing a lot of things. But that's why becoming self-aware is so important, because when you become self-aware, you know when it's fear, right? So going back to that first thing that we talked about in the beginning, when we talked about who told you that 2020 was canceled, right? Who told you that you need to let go of all of the dreams, goals, and aspirations that you had for this year? Who told you that that's done? Just because, oops, sorry, y'all. Just because January, February, March, April, May is difficult does not mean that the rest of the year is over. Who's to say that this is not the year for you to plant your seed so that 2021 can be fruitful? Who told you to let go of your dreams? At what point was that the new rule? At what point was that the new norm? When we are not trying to reach a new goal, trying to get out there to do this new thing, encouraging ourselves, going back to what I said about who you are, who you're not, and who you want to be. I know that I'm someone that want to do fun and amazing things. So if I can no longer do those fun and amazing things because 2020 is canceled, now I'm putting myself in a space of, what's the point? What's the point of working out if summer's canceled? What's the point of studying for my GRE if school is canceled? What's the point of, who said that? You know who said that? Your fears said that. Your fear used this as a perfect opportunity to overcome your faith. But that's when you need to reground yourself and surround yourself with your faith, and surround yourself with your support system, and surround yourself with the people who's going to be like, sis, 2020 is not canceled. We're home. We have all this time. It's time to start digging. It's time to start planting seeds. It's time to get ready, because a whole new world is about to happen. And I want to come out of this better. I want to come out of this stronger. I want to come out of this more faithful. I want to come out of this more determined. When we, again, going back to what self-love is, and going back to that point I made earlier of changing your perspective, when you change your perspective, sis, you start thinking differently. Fear becomes nothing than what it originally is, which is an emotion. Fear is just an emotion. You see the emotion come, because you are more fully aware of yourself. You realize why it's here. Hey, hi, fear. How are you? I know you're here because of Corona. I know you're here to mess me up right now. And I'm gonna accept you, because I understand why you're here. You're trying to protect me. You're also just as scared. There's a lot of uncertainty right now. You're also just as worried as I am. And thank you for reminding me of the worst that can happen. Thank you for reminding me of the worst that can happen. But I'm gonna go talk to faith, right? I'm gonna go talk to my faith. I'm gonna go talk to my motivation. I'm gonna go talk to my spark joy emotions, right? Because they're gonna remind me of all the amazing things that can happen. There's one crazy fear that can happen versus the thousands of possibilities of positive things that can happen. So which one are you going to make outweigh at the end of the day? Which one are you going to make it? Like, which one is going to win this battle of how you feel today, of how you feel during quarantine, of how you're experiencing quarantine, of how you are going through your self-love journey? Which one is going to win? Right? Ooh, so much love. So true. Yes. Hey, sis. We need more of these lives. Can you feel this? I can feel this combo in my chest. Preach. Yeah, you know what, sis? Maybe I'm gonna do it more often. Y'all are making me feel like this wasn't such a bad idea. I know I'm dramatic, but I was scared. Which earrings, y'all? The big ones or the muted little ones? Which one? Let's see. I've been focusing on my femininity and embracing it. Yes, Phoenix. I love your name. Phoenix is a beautiful name. Furthermore, focusing on how to embrace it as a brown-skinned teenager, since we're always portrayed as masculine in society. Exactly. We're always portrayed as angry in society. We're always portrayed as ghetto in society. That's not true, right? We're way more than that. We're way more multidimensional. Amber says, yes. Yes. Kat says, you are preaching, sis. So true. Oh my gosh. Yes. In my chest. Today, I am practicing on my feminine face. And this is why I am doing this makeup. Everyone says big ones. All right. Throwing these away. Go big or go home, right? This pandemic has everyone stuck in a type of fear-based mentality. There is nothing we cannot conquer. Think big, dream big, and execute. Yes, Tanisha, let them know. Yes. I love how you guys all wanted me to wear the big one. But you know what? Go big or go home, right? Because I'm about to kill it in the living room. This is living room looks for y'all, okay? And I'm just going to make sure, I love for the band to show a little bit. So I'm just going to just open my my puff a little bit more so that it can show the cuteness of this scrunchie here. Yeah, and that is the final look, y'all. Oh, insert montage. That is the final look. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Ah, look at that glow. Y'all see that glow? That healthy, I've been drinking my water, mine and my business glow. Y'all see that? And this is terrible lighting, but in the sun, this looks beautiful. Yes, I love this. I love this. Look how cute. Ah, the Motherland plug. This is where I got these from. Please go support our Black women who are on business ventures. I love the way this looks. This is the final look. Ah, yes. Thank you, guys. I'm loving it. Beautiful. The glow is everything. You've been glowing inside and out. Yes, to the band showing. Yes, I love the band showing. It just shows it's way more clear that way. Keep sharing your positivity. Oh, thank you guys. Yes, so I did share with you guys that I will be sharing some really big announcements, and I'm happy that I have all you guys here. So no, I am not pregnant. But I have two big announcements, and I'm really excited to share it with you guys. I wanted to tell you guys first because my YouTube family have been the first family that I've had. You guys have always kind of been like that main family for me. You guys have always supported me. You guys know me. Have known me since I think I was like 20 when I first, no, I wasn't 20. I was like maybe 19 when I first started YouTube, and I'm now 20. I'm 26, guys. I'm 26 and I'm turning 27 this in July. So you guys have been rocking with me for years. You guys know all of my struggles. I've been sharing. Yes, Kat, you've known me since high school. I've been sharing my natural hair journey, my entrepreneurship journey, my highs, my lows with y'all, vlogging with y'all, sharing all the things that I felt inadequate about, and always been transparent with you guys. So, okay, I'm doing a lot, right? Okay, so which one should we start with? Okay, let's start with let's start with this one first. So, a couple of years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I shared with you guys on one of my vlogs that I felt so inadequate because my dream was to go to school. My dream was to finally get into grad school. My dream was to be a doctor. My dream was to do all these things. All my friends were getting into schools. All my friends have gotten all types of degrees and moved out of their house and done the whole shebang. Like they've all adulted, and here I am still home without a degree, still with my bachelor's. You know, at one point it was really hard for me to find a job, and it was tough. It was a tough time for me. I like that post grad depression was real, and I honestly felt like I would never reach that next level. I would never reach that next step. I would never get to the point that I wanted to when it came down to like my academic dreams and goals. As you guys know, I got my BA in psychology from the City College of New York, and I've always wanted to go into psychiatry because I've always wanted to help Black women when it came down to mental health. That is something that we don't praise or do enough here. But I've been conflicted for years because, as you guys know, I love self-love. I love self-love, and I love what I do sharing self-love. I've been researching self-love for years just on my own. It's always been something that's been important to me. But I didn't know how to, like, which one should I choose? Because, you know, self-love, like that can possibly be unprofitable. Like I could just be living living in a dreamland, or I can just go and get my master's and call it a day. right? Also, I never wanted to take my GRE. If you guys are younger, a GRE is kind of like an SAT that like you take to get into a master's program or into a PhD or a grad school program. Because low-key, I always felt inadequate. I always never thought I was smart enough, to be completely honest. So I am super happy to announce to you guys that your girl finally got into grad school. But that's not all. Your girl got into her dream program. Me, Liv. Many of you guys know me as Denise. Denise Liv. Me, Denise Liv. I will be the first woman, the first person to get their master's in self-love. I got accepted to a school that allows you to create your own master's program. Your girl will finally be putting self-love on the map in academia, putting it to be more than just like face mask and yoga. I will be the first woman, the first person to get their master's in self-love. I wrote a long essay and I pitched my idea of the fact that self-love is way more than a face mask and a pedicure, that self-love is an intensive process that you do with yourself to learn about yourself, to heal yourself, to reparent yourself, to finally heal yourself from your past trauma, heal yourself from the trauma that your family has passed down onto you, to change the narrative of what self-love is. And I'm very proud, and y'all about to make me cry. Y'all better stop. Y'all better stop. I'm very proud to say that your girl will be the first person to turn self-love into a whole degree. I will be getting my self-love. I'll be getting my master's in self-love, self-therapy, and the Black mental health experience. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for all the love. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. So remember when I was telling you guys about when you're trying to figure out who you are, who you're not, and who you want to be. I know I've always wanted to be a game changer. I know I've always wanted to be that person, and I'm doing it. So when it came down to what's the next step to take in life, as one of our sisters here asked, what is the next step to take in life? The next step for me was, I am not going to compromise. I'm not going to let go of self-love and how much I love it and how much is needed for Black women, because that dictates so much more. Self-love is not just, oh, I love myself and I feel more confident to wear X, Y, and Z. Self-love is the decisions that we make in relationships, the decisions that we make in friendships, in academia, in career goals, because it's all about how much we respect, care, and believe in ourselves. Right? And I wasn't going to let go of mental health, because psychology is important. Mental health changes lives. So I finally decided there has to be a way that I can merge both. And by the grace of God, and it was only through God, I found a place that I can do both. And it's at a very top rated school. A school that I've always wanted to be in since high school. Kat, who's here, that was in high school with me, there was, we all had those schools that we always wanted to get into, but we always thought, oh, we can't do that, like a Harvard, you know what I mean? And I'm going to that school, the school that I always wanted to go to, but never thought I was good enough. And it didn't happen in undergrad because I wasn't ready yet. I had to mold, I had to grow, but I finally grew. Your girl grew up, and your girl is getting her master's in self-love, self-therapy, and the Black mental health experience, changing the Black woman narrative of self-love and mental health, bridging the gap between self-love and mental health. Oh, thank you so much, Kat. Yes, girl, I killed my fear. And on top of that, it was the only school I applied to. So that was another risky thing too. It was the only graduate program in school that I applied to, because I made it my league, my mission that I was going to get inside this school. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's an Ivy League school. I'm not sure if it's Ivy League. I guess I'll just tell you all the school. Don't just come trying to find me though. That's a little creepy. I'll be going to NYU. For a little bit more context, girl, we're going to NYU. That's a school that I've always wanted to get into, and I never thought I was good enough. And I've always like loved seeing the students, and it's just always something that I've always wanted to do. And I finally got into my dream school with my dream program, changing lives for Black women, creating a whole new thing. This is new, y'all. Your girl is doing something new. She's paving the way for us Black women in self-love. Finally making it just more than, you know, those blog posts that like you see online, making it something tangible, something that you can actually learn. The same way that you're able to learn financial literacy, you're able to learn English, math, and etc. We should be able to learn self-love. That should be something that we learn. That's something that we are taught, right? So that's your dream school too, sis. Girl, I hope you get in, and I hope that like you join us. Yay! You're creating more jobs in the future. Yes. Eventually, after I'm done with this master's and after I'm done building this, eventually, mental health counselors will be trained in self-love. So they'll be able to teach and counsel in both psychology and self-love. So it'll be, we're putting self-love on the map, and we're doing it for Black women. And thank you, y'all. Thank you. Okay, so we have another one. We have another announcement as well. And again, thank you guys all for being here. And it's been like an hour and 15 minutes, and I really appreciate you guys for all hanging out with me. And thank you for all of the kind words. Thank you guys. Yes, Brooklyn represent. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Okay, so you guys ready for the next one? Y'all ready? So the next big announcement kind of piggybacks off of that. So as you guys know, in 2017, I decided to start my own company called the Self-Love Organization, and it's been like 3 years since. Since day one when I started this, way before I even thought about this program, because that program just fell in my lap. Way before I thought about this program, way before I thought about any of these things, I just wanted to create a space where women of color can come to and actively learn about self-love. Like it'd be a real thing. You learn it as if you learn any other discipline. And that they can have a community to be a part of. Just like we have this amazing community in the chat. You guys are blowing my mind with all the love that I'm getting here. And a space where you can learn yoga and meditation, and the instructors, like, they look like you, you know? So sis, finally, after 3 years of building my company, I've been trying to create a community for these last 3 years, trying to really gather my team, gather my supporters, gather those people who want this, who's willing to do this, right? And then 6 years since I started my self-love journey, 6 years of doing consistent research on self-love, really doing research, doing trial and error, practice and theory, trying it on myself, then having enough information to create a college course that I pitched to the City College of New York that was then approved. And now that's like a course that you can actually take at City College. Doing all these things, all this research, gathering a community, finally, the Self-Love Organization has created a groundbreaking thing. We're calling it the Self-Love Club. It is going to be the Black Girl, Black Woman Self-Love Club for women of color. This club, sis, it will change the game when it comes down to self-love. This club will make self-love easy because you will have self-love coaches trained by me, trained by my organization, trained by this master's program that I'm going into, trained by all the research that I've been doing for the past 6 years. And Amber, who's here, she's been a part of one of our beta programs doing this coaching. So girl, let us know how your experience was down below. But you will have access to a self-love coach, someone basically like me, that will be dropping all these gems and helping you get to the next level, helping you figure out who you are, who you're not, who you want to be, right? At the same time, sis, you will have access to a Black therapist, to a Black counselor, to a woman who looks just like you, who is here to help you mentally, who is here to help you address those past traumas, who's here to help you learn how to heal that inner child. Learn how to finally get over that abuse that you endured. If you were raped in the past, if you were sexually assaulted in the past, if you have trust issues because your father left you, right? If you have mother issues because your mother was never affectionate, if you have friend issues because you always pick the wrong friends and you're wondering if it's you, right? So not only would you have a self-love coach trained by myself and trained by the self-love organization, a company that I created and made from scratch, you'll also have a therapist, a Black therapist is here for you. A Black therapist, and you will have access to our group therapy sessions with the Black therapist. And then lastly, you will also have access to our wellness library. And our wellness library is essentially a whole bunch of Black yoga teachers, Black fitness instructors, Black meditation instructors, right? Black Zumba instructors, Black hip hop instructors, right? Black sexy heels and stilettos instructors, teaching you classes, live classes on top of pre-recorded classes that you can take, all with women who look exactly like you. Think about it as the Black Pop Sugar Fitness. I know we all have experienced Pop Sugar Fitness before, right? You guys have all done the free Pop Sugar Fitness videos here on YouTube. But imagine if all the instructors were Black. They looked like you, they spoke like you, their bodies looked like you. Their bodies weren't perfect. I'm not looking for the most fit Black instructors to be a part of this. I'm looking for some of the ones who still have a gut, who's lost 100 pounds, but still has a gut, still working on it, right? So not only would you have a self-love coach, someone basically like me. Imagine if I was coaching you this whole time. Imagine how successful you will be. But then imagine how successful you will be with a therapist, a Black woman therapist who probably has the same background as you, who's probably Jamaican, Caribbean, Haitian, Guatemalan, like Nigerian. Imagine having a woman just like that who is a certified therapist to help you, sis. And then on top of that, you have access to a wellness library where you can attend a yoga class online. And did I mention this whole thing was online? You don't even have to leave your house. You don't have to leave your state. You can do this personal journey by yourself in your room. So on top of that, sis, you will have access to our wellness library of Black instructors who have the same energy that I do, who are amazing, who are here to help you get well physically. So we have the self-love coach to help you like spiritually getting that part of you together. Then you have your therapist, your group therapies to help you get your mind right. And then you have the Black woman classes on yoga, meditation, all these things, fitness, Zumba, all these things, who are also Black to help you with your body. So with all of those points, how can you not be successful when your mind, body, and soul are all intertwined, are all working out together, right? Are all led by people who you feel comfortable with. A lot of us are afraid of therapy. A lot of us are afraid of telling our business to someone, right? How do we not realize that fear of telling our business to someone is a form of transgenerational trauma? How can we grow? How can we get better? How can we heal if we don't talk about it, sis? How could we get to the next level? How can we figure out where we want to be? How can we be successful? How can we be these game changers when we're not talking about it? When we're not reaching out to people? And I also forgot to mention that the last part of the Self-Love Club is that you have access to a community of people, just how we're all in this chat section right now. You guys are going ham in the comments. I love you guys. And we're all chatting and we're all here for all of this. Imagine having all these people in the same place, this community that can all be down for the same thing. All these people who are all trying to heal, all trying to work to the next goal, all trying to be the best version of themselves. And so you have all of that. You have the support of your sisters, of your support team. Remember, I was talking to you guys about that earlier. You have your mind checked, right? The mind section check, because you have a therapist. You have access to group therapy, right? You have your self-love coach, so your soul is good, and then you have the fitness sector, so that's good as well. So you have all of those things. And whenever you are in that circle, whenever you're in that triangle of overall wellness and it just becomes too much for you, and maybe you're struggling and you're still trying to figure it out, now you can go in the center, you can go in the middle, you can go to the community of all the women who are going through the exact same thing as you to help you along, sis. That is the Self-Love Club, a membership program that my company that I am CEO and founder of, that I run by myself, all by myself, the Self-Love organization is making. And it's online, sis, all online. And I guess since it's only a couple of you guys here, I guess I can share this last part. But don't tell anybody else until I finally share this with the world. Because I haven't said this part to anyone, but I feel like I'm in a safe space. So on top of it being online, on top of it being mind, body, and soul, on top of it, the therapists, the coaches, the fitness, the community, I forgot to mention that it's also an app. Your girl's making an app. I forgot to mention. Well, I didn't forget to mention. I haven't said this to anybody yet because I wanted to be surprised. But I feel like I can trust y'all, right? It's an app. So you will have this in the palm of your hands. You can also access it on your computer, of course, but it would be in the palm of your hands. It's a whole app that your girl is building from scratch, which is why I haven't been on YouTube, because I've been building an app from scratch and building this from scratch and building this this club, this membership from scratch as well. Amber, you were looking for a Black therapist? Well, come to the Self-Love Club. Boo, we got you. This is amazing. Girl, what? You're so funny. Enough things are going. Yes, man. Yes, I'm Jamaican, y'all. I would pay for that subscription. Yay! Y'all, oh my gosh. It doesn't get better, period. App, yes. Yes, girl, I'm doing it from scratch, which is why I haven't been on YouTube, but which is why I haven't really been doing anything much, because I've been working on this every day in quarantine. Is what I've been working on. Yes, accessibility, sis. It will be an app. You'll go to the App Store. You will download the Self-Love app, the Black self-love therapy and wellness app for women of color. Guys, oh my gosh, I haven't shared this with anybody yet. Yes, girl, you can definitely cancel that gym membership right away. Okay, and you can just take these classes instead, and you can just be in your home, do it in the park. You will have access to the community, so you can find people who live near you, who are also a part of this membership, this exclusive club, and you guys can, go to the park together and do the workouts together if you wanted, or you guys can meet on Zoom and do it together if you want as well. So, girl, my heart, oh my gosh. Oh, how do I do this? Wait, I want to send you guys the link, because basically what we're doing right now is collecting a waiting list. So what we're doing right now is collecting a waiting list of people who are interested, because we're going to be opening it up to you guys first. So I'm just going to send this to you guys right now, putting it here in the, I hope you guys can, oh great, it's a link. Okay, I just put it in there so you guys can click it. Where are we? When does it go live so I can cancel my gym membership? Amazing, can't wait. Success on top of success. Girl, I'm honestly sweating. You guys won't even understand. This is my dream. I have been working on self-love, working on myself for years. I was the girl that was bullied. I was the girl that, girl, if I tell y'all my past, I was the child that was left behind by my father. A lot. It's been a lot. And I had to learn who I am, who I'm not, who I want to be. I had to challenge myself to fall in love with my skin, understanding that although my skin is dark, that does not mean I'm not beautiful. And although I don't have the perfect hourglass body, that does not mean I'm not beautiful. And although that my hair is 4C doesn't mean that my 4C hair isn't beautiful. And kind of relearning everything, reparenting myself. As I shared before, am a product of immigrant parents. Immigrant parents, although they're amazing parents, they still fall short in some things that we need. You know, there are certain things that we just did not get from our parents that we need to relearn. You know, we need to learn that that someone screaming at you is not a form of love or affection. You know, we need to relearn that we are worth respect. It's not because we're not bringing money in the house that we are not worth respect. Right? We need to learn that it's not okay to continuously get cheated on. That it's not okay to continuously be belittled. That we are worth so much more than that. And that is something that is a skill. Self-love is a skill, not just something that you do on a Sunday. It's not a product that you buy. It is a skill. And it is a skill that I will be getting my master's in. And it is a skill that you guys will have access to in this self-love club app. Don't tell nobody yet, okay, y'all? Nobody knows yet. But I felt like I was in a very safe space. And that's another thing. It'll be a safe space. Our group sessions, our like group therapy sessions that we're going to be having. Imagine going into a group session like online, just like how you guys are talking to me right now, with 10 other women who've also been sexually assaulted, who all look like you, talking to, being facilitated by either a self-love coach or therapist who are Black, who understands. Imagine how powerful that conversation will be. Imagine the amount of healing that you can get out of that conversation, sis. Just imagine. Imagine. Imagine being in a group of women who have lost a lot of weight but still cannot get the last, let's say, 20 off. And they're starting to gain all of it back because they're starting to just feel inadequate. They don't feel sexy. They don't feel this. Imagine being in a group of 10 people with a self-love coach slash possibly therapist who will be having those conversations with you. Imagine the amount of healing that you will get just in those conversations. And then imagine before you went to that, before you did that on the app, before that, that morning you did a workout class with the woman who looked like you, who was thick just like you, doing the mountain climbers with you. And then imagine that morning you went to one of the yoga classes led by, let's say, myself, led by a black yoga instructor. And then while you're waiting for your class or after your class, you went to the community and said, sis, guess what I learned today? And then all the sisters respond like, sis, guess what I learned today? Just imagine the amount of healing we will get as Black women when we all work together. That is what I'm doing with the Self-Love Club app. And that is what I'm going to be pursuing more in my master's in self-love. So I really, really encourage you guys to click the link that I just put in and sign up to join the waiting list, to join the club for when the club finally launches. We plan on launching in summer 2020. I said we as if there's more people. It's just me, sis. I'm doing it all. I plan on launching in summer of 2020. So that's coming up really soon, sis. And yeah, and I just hope that you guys get your wallets and get ready to invest in yourself. So let me see. I have some comments here. I felt that. Yes, thank you, Glow. Good Vibe says yes, yes. Yeah, Glow says my boyfriend is Haitian and he always says he learns a lot from me just being me. I had to sit back and think of why he didn't know this, that, but that. Yes, but I know what you mean. You know, like there's a lot of trauma that we're still holding on to. I just joined. You are so pure and powerful. So many needed this. My most liberating guidances have been Black. Slowly realizing their own power. Yes, sis. Thank you for joining. This is just a waiting list, y'all. So if you're interested and want to be a part of this when it launches and want to just invest in yourself and stop investing in the bundles and the Louis bags and the Gucci belt and da 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 da. No shade, but just saying those things will not bring you what you need. It will bring you what you want, and it will give you the image that you are looking for other people, and it will make you feel good because that's something that you didn't have growing up because maybe you weren't the richest family growing up. But remember, that will eventually deteriorate. The things that you will learn and the skill that you will have and continue to use when you join something like this, or when you invest in therapy, or when you invest in something like that, will be way more beneficial than something that you're only going to buy once, you know? Another thing, I just joined. Oh, I just read that. Girl, you are not only changing people today, but generations to come. Yes, the whole goal is to heal transgenerational trauma. And just real quick, transgenerational trauma is trauma that you a trauma that was transmitted to you from the past generation. So for a really good example of this is if your mother was dark skinned and she was bullied or X, Y, and Z for being dark skinned, and let's say you're the light skinned child or you're the brown skinned child or you're a little bit lighter than her, she wouldn't want you to go out in the sun. That's like, she'll be afraid for you to go out in the sun, or she'll say things like, don't get too dark, or blah, 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 you know, things like that. Another example of transgenerational trauma is if your parents wasn't shown affectionate love, that now when you are their child, they're not going to give you that affectionate love. They're going to give you the love that they know, which is being loud, screaming, da, 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 and then after that, asking you if you're hungry and asking if you want food, because that's kind of like their peace offering, right? If your parents were never told I'm sorry when their parents were actually wrong, right, and made them feel crazy and made them feel anxious, right, then when you are now their child, when they're wrong, they're going to feel like they don't need to say sorry to you. But for you, that sorry, just hearing that like you're not crazy and they were actually wrong in this situation and that you're not the problem, right, can change everything for you. So transgenerational trauma is the trauma that our parents experience, that our parents experience, trauma that we've experienced during slavery, trauma that we've unconsciously experienced, right? Like, for example, how a lot of our generation is afraid of traveling, right? Just because they're like, oh, I don't go there. Like for example, like I don't want to go to Germany. There's not a lot of Black people that don't feel comfortable, right? That's just the trauma of our ancestors, like, you know, being held against their will, you know? So it's a lot. It's about just breaking those chains. So it's all about transgenerational trauma for me. That's honestly like that's the main thing that I'm studying. People will pass down these lessons, yes, from generation to generation. That is the point. So imagine us now, like if you have a kid or if you're going to have a kid, if you're not there yet, imagine you learn this skill and you use this skill in your parenting and you use this skill in your relationships and you use this skill and etc. When you have children, you're going to continue to use this skill, and eventually that's going to pour into your offspring, and then the same thing will continue again, right? So so it's kind of like breaking the chain, starting a new skill, and then using that instead. And imagine 5 generations from now, or your generation, your kids' generation, how they will be more self-aware and they will love themselves more because that's what they were taught, right? This is so building and truly so. Thank you, sis. For a while, I felt insecure about being skinny. In the past few years, I've improved tremendously, but I still slip here and there. It's amazing that I can't wait to join. Yes, sis, I can't wait for you to join. Make sure that you sign up for the waiting list. Good advice says preached. Glow says she signed up. I have to pre-prove. Love the video again. Very proud. Thank you, sis. Love you. I know there's Black people in Germany, Pandy, in Corn. I know, but I'm just saying, there's a lot of people who won't even try it. You know, they cut out their opportunities. For real, we have to be the chain breakers of generational trauma. It's so transformative, and I'm still struggling from it. Yes, sis. Woo, y'all. I want to thank y'all for spending this time with me. I want to thank y'all for listening, for being on this journey with me for all these years, coming to this get ready with me of this like really cute, glowy, healthy, natural look, and sharing all of my successes with you guys, and then sharing my secrets with you guys as well. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for spending this day with me, and I will probably do another live, and I'm going to try to post another video soon, but I'm working on this instead. So if you guys are interested, I'm just going to leave the link one more time. So please do join the waiting list. And I can't wait to see you guys once we open our doors and once the Self-Love Club is established, the Self-Love Organization's membership is established. Thank you guys so much for spending this time with me. I was so scared to do this. So scared. And I'm so happy that I did. My soul feels so amazing. So thank you guys so much. I love you all. Oh my gosh. Love y'all, and I will see y'all in the next live. I'll definitely be doing another one. So I'll see you guys soon. Thank you. I'm gonna send a happy face and a heart in the comment section just for y'all. Thanks for this live. Oh, thank you. Yes, girl, go to sleep. Okay, bye, guys. I'll see you in the next live. See you on Insta, too. Bye. This was so much fun. Bye, guys.